Okay, so the next editor that we are going to learn is Pixlr.com. If you just go to Pixlr.com, when you go there, you will see two different versions of Pixlr. There's Pixlr E and Pixlr X. Now, I'll explain what we can use Pixlr E for down the road. It just won't be in this activity. Pixlr E is like a more advanced photo editor where you are cutting out images and objects, and it's a lot more like Photoshop. Pixlr X is really nice if you're just getting started in digital artwork, which is what we're going to jump into today for this project. Now, when you are in Pixlr, you're going to click on Login. And when you click on Login, link it to your school Google account. Now, once you do that, it may ask you to agree to some terms. I've already done that because I've been in here before. But once you're in your school Google account, you should be able to pull in all of your images from your Chromebook. And then also it will save your stuff here as work in progress. So these are just some files that I had open recently. I'm going to close them out because I don't really need them. So to get started, first thing you want to do is open an image that you would like to edit. So pull an image from your Google shared drive. Now that you're linked to your Google Drive, you will be able to go into digital media, go into the Pix folder, and then go into the Falcon logo. So you can use one of these existing logos and really make it look dramatically different, add some word art, add some drop shadows, and all the other really cool effects that are in Pixlr that are not in Google Drawing. So I'm just going to work with this one right here and keep it at full HD and apply that. So here in Pixlr, you have all of these tools over here on the side. And if you don't know what the tools do, just look at what the description says. And then when you click on it, you can see you have your options there. So just to show you all the cool things that are here in Pixlr, you have a lot more fancy word art. So when you're looking at the word art, there's some that have glows on them, some that are shaped like this, which is pretty sweet. I'm going to pick something that's a little bit more simplistic with less shapes, something that has like curved text. I want to stick with here. I'm going to go with this one here. So when I click on it, it loads up. You can then resize it to change what it says. You have different layers over here. So each one of these lines of text is a layer. You can obviously change what it says. When you click on it, like if I click on Saturday, I can change the color of Saturday. I can change the font of Saturday. And there are a lot more fonts here in Pixlr than what we have over in Google. There are some that are really, really cool, a lot that just really pop out a lot more. Okay, so I'm just going to type in cams. So that's a really cool looking font here. Now, if I want to do over here, I don't know what I want this to say. I'm not really sure. Maybe Falcon News? Or maybe you want to make a logo that says digital media, so we have like an official class logo or something, whatever you want. Any kind of Falcon logo that works for you. Okay, we can pick it up and move it. We would need to change the color though to make it pop. You can pick your parts up and move them around. This obviously is not looking too good, but that's because I'm just using it now for the first time. But what I like about this is you have curved text. When you go to your text here and you turn on the curves, you can turn those off. You can change the amount of curve that it has, all kinds of things that you can set up. I do believe that you can zoom in on this as well by going up here. That allows you to zoom. That allows you to see more of your image. You can go in and add an outline and choose the color of your outline. And then I believe you can do more colors along your little color palette here. You can change the size of that outline, which is really cool. You can change the distance. So if you kind of want a 3D pop and look, you can change the direction of that. And I'm just playing with this for the first time. I really have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just going in and exploring these features, which is what you'll be doing. Now you can do some shadows, kind of like word art in Google Drawings, but as you can see, you have a lot more here in Pixlr than what you had in Google Drawings. So you can do more with your logos. It could be overwhelming because there's so much in here, but if you start obsessing over your detail and your designs, you could really cook up something cool. If at any point you don't like what you've done, just go over to your layers, click the dots, and delete them one at a time and start from scratch. So I have been playing around with Pixlr for the past hour, and I can honestly say I'm really addicted to this program now. I made something that looks like this. It is the Falcon logo, so it has no background. It's got some word art, it's got some colorization, and it has my signature watermark, and it's downloaded as a PNG. It was really fun to go in there and just look at all these features. Let me just show you how I did that, and maybe that will give you some ideas on your Pixlr logo that you're going to create. So I'm going to close this up all together here, delete my work in progress there, show you that I went in to open an image from Google Shared Drive. So on your Chromebook, just go to Drives, Shared Drive, go to Digital Media, go to Pix, and then you've got your different Falcon logos. So I'm going to go into here. And then if you want to see a bigger preview, you know that you can change that from list view to icons so that you can actually see what you're working with. So I think I did this one. But again, you can use literally whatever you want, and you can see that you have the option to colorize it. So once you insert it or once you open it up, I think I went into effects, and then I played around with these different effects that were here. As you scroll through, you're going to see some are more dramatic than others. Some are more textured. Let me hit cancel here and go back to effects. I think I was under artsy, and under artsy there was this really cool night vision. I mean, there's so many more things that you guys can work with, but okay, there's the night vision. So I like the night vision, but I really wasn't digging the green. I didn't like that too much. So once I closed up that effect, okay, I applied that effect. Then I went into adjustments and I found up here an option with colorizing. So hue allows you to change the color of it. Okay. And as you're playing around with that, you can do some work with like your shadows, your highlights, where your white points are, where your black points are. I mean, there are so many options here. But I know there was something in here where you could add like multicolors. That may have been under tint, I believe, or temperature. I'm not sure how I did it. But for this one, I might just stick with this example here. There's a lot that you can work with. Glamour, boom. Okay, maybe it was under here. No, definitely not. So you can reset things at any time and kind of go back to where you were if you mess up. Maybe this is where I was. It was kind of like in a purpley, bluish. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with something like this. Apply it. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to want to go in and add text here on the side. And as you can see, there are so many cool word arts for you to choose from. The only thing is, if you see one with that little gold crown, it's a premium version and you cannot do that. Sure, you could do the 30-day trial, but who wants to do that? So the one that I was really liking was this one over here. When I insert that, it's one object. But as you see over here in your layers panel, even though it's one object, it's actually three different layers. So if I click on, let's say this one, and I have it selected, when I go over here, you're going to see that is where your separate layers come in to make that 3D look. So if you want to change what that says and you have it clicked on, you come over here, maybe you want it to say cams. You would need to change the layer below that, depending on what kind of word art you're working with. That's the word art style that I chose. So it gives it a little bit of a 3D look. You can play around with the colors and everything, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to take this and make it say news. So if I double click on it, I believe I can just type in there, or I can come up in here and change it if you want it to be a capital letter with the rest being lowercase. It looks dramatically different than all caps, as you can see. That actually looks pretty ugly in my opinion. So you can change the color here. You want that white so that you've got some contrast, help it to pop. You can also do some things with like an outline. You can change the color of that outline. You can do a shadow on it. And if you do the shadow, I'm sure you can even change the color of the shadow. But for right now, I'm really not going to spend too much time working with that because I want to show you how to export this. But once you have fine-tuned this and you really explored the different things that are here, and you like the way that it looks, you're going to want to save this as a PNG. Remember though, you need to get your signature PNG watermark on here so that it is copyrighted. So to get that on there, just go down to add, click on image, and then go to your downloads and find that signature PNG watermark. Okay, so when you insert it, it's going to be kind of big. You definitely don't want it to be that big. You actually want it to be pretty small. Let me zoom in and show you guys. Now, the one thing is, as you select one object and you want another object, like I want my watermark, I got to click on my watermark and then go over and grab it. Now, I might have to move this out of the way to get to what I want, but I'm thinking maybe like rotating that, making it real small, dropping it here, coming up and grabbing news. And if you want that watermark to be even lighter, if you click on the dots for that layer, you can drag the transparency level and you can do something like that. Now let me zoom out. Okay, and there is my Cam's news logo. Now you can make a logo for literally anything. Just make sure that you have word art on there, you have some kind of falcon logo, you have your watermark, and then make sure it is a PNG background or a transparent background saved as a PNG. Go to save, and then this is really important. When you are done, make sure you change the file name to your first and last name. And then you can call it logo 1, logo 2021, logo version A. Literally, it doesn't matter as long as your name is there, so that whenever I'm looking at this in shared drive, I know that that's yours just by looking at the file name. So once it is there, download it. When you go to your downloads, you're going to see it on your Chromebook. Okay, there's my one version, there's my other. Okay, pretty similar. Now, what you would want to do is upload that to the next assignment for the Pixlr assignment. And then so we can use this on news, go into Google Drive. And when you go to Google Drive, on the side, you're going to find shared drives. You're going to find digital media. You're going to look for the final Falcon Transparent Logos 2021. Okay, so if you don't name the file with your first and last name, I'm not going to know who it belongs to. That's why it was really important to name it your name and then logo. To put that in here, just go to New, File Upload, and then find that file in your downloads. I believe this is it. And then there it is. You will see everybody's logos and everybody's artwork, digital artwork, show up here along with yours. And then we can start using these on the news. We can start using these on videos. Your copyright is on there. And then you can have these to use in your future videos. Pixlr is really cool, guys. I really want you to explore. Don't just make one thing. Like, keep making them whenever you're bored. Make a logo. If it's Falcon related, drop it in this folder on Drive. Add as many as you want to the Pixlr assignment for me to check. And, you can tell me through the private comments which one is your favorite and which one you want me to use as a grade. So really dive into Pixlr, spend some time getting used to all the different features that are there, and really get creative and just explore with it. And I cannot wait to see what you come up with.